Welcome back to the Life Can't Wait podcast. I'm your host, Ashlee Patterson.
And I'm your other host, Melissa Bell. And today our episode is going to be about nurturing your internal environment. So, what does that mean, Ash? Let's start with you.
Let's get into it. So, what that means to me is that you have an environment that's going on outside, but within yourself, you need to center yourself. Well, I'm not telling you what you need to do, but I'm just saying what I do. You need to center yourself within. So there's an environment going on inside. So that's your mental environment, your health, all of that different stuff. So to me, your internal environment is not only your health, as in, physical health, but your mental health and all of that. So in order to cultivate that, you need to make sure that you are taking care of yourself in a way that you can, no matter what's going on inside of you, you are, I keep using the word center, but you are centered in yourself no matter what's happening. And I want to add this one thing. For all of my Abraham Hicks people, when she says the vortex, okay, so if you know, the vortex.
Girl, because I don't know, so I'm just going to, you'll
have to show, all right, you tell me, and then let's talk about the vortex.
Because I'm like, what?
Because that is so important. Yes. Okay, go ahead.
My thoughts on it. Okay, internal environment. Okay, of course, like she said, centered. And I think it's the things you do every day that keep you centered. Because obviously we can say, oh, I feel good inside. But like, what are those things, those actions you're actually taking every day that keep you there? Or keep you from feeling a little bit too emotional, or you're too stressed or overwhelmed, or whatever that may be. So that's my version of kind of internal, nurturing your internal environment. So that could be, again, using tools like making bottle plans, to-do lists and things that okay, I have to get this done and this done so you can stay on track of it, keeping your house clean, kind of, staying on top of certain things. I think every day that just help you, again, stay centered and on track.
Yes. And I feel like, doesn't it feel good like when your house is clean and you're working out and you're eating right? It's like you physically feel lighter day to day. Right. And one thing randomly is that I used to feel like, I need to like deep clean every single day. But no, it was like every day I was kind of doing this, or let's say in the morning I was like, I need to take out the trash, but I need to go to work. So before I even, like when I get home from work, I'm going to take out the trash before I even sit down. So it's just little things like that.
Like having your own routine that works for you and figuring that out. Because I think that's also kind of something that people, I know I did, people struggle with. It's like, what's the routine that works for you? Because what she does every day is going to be very different than what I do for, like, you know what I mean? Our household and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So I think, sorry, I just wanted to jump in there.
No, I think
you
that
said
was
a great point was that it was like routine. What's your perfect routine, girl?
I think that's perfect. So one thing, like what you're saying about everybody's routine doesn't work the same is I like to work out in the morning. I'm the type of person where people are like, oh, no, I want to work out at 9:30. Absolutely not. As soon as I open my eyes, I want to go work out. Why? Because if there's anything that happens in between, I don't want to work out anymore. You know what I mean? Like I'm in a flow of something else. And I think one thing for me is I flow throughout the day. So if I'm in this mode, I'm in this mode. So for me, how I do that is I don't work out every single day, but I do get up at 4:50 when I do work out to go do Pilates, reformer Pilates, which I've been obsessed with lately. And then when I get home, I quickly go in the shower. So this is going to be on a Monday through Friday. On the weekend, I can take it a little bit slower, But get home, take a shower, do a quick protein shake, make sure I pack all my food for the day. Get in the car. I usually listen to like a podcast, book club, something that's going to inform me for the day, like put me in a certain vibe that I want to be in. I used to always listen to music, which music is great. And like some days I want my mind to not be so stimulated. So I'll just listen to music, right? And then, you go about the workday stuff, and then you come home, and the first thing I do is, like I said, if I need to take out the trash, I'll water my plants. I want to do everything that needs to be physically manually done, and then want to get in the shower again, eat, and then kind of relax, and then go day by day. Sometimes I'll journal, sometimes I'll take a bath. Dang, girl, but one thing I like to do is just kind of flow in it. I don't I remember there was a time where I was like, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do this. And when you put that pressure, it's like you're not enjoying the day because now it's so much pressure versus, well, I kind of want to get home and do this. Like the other day, I wanted to come home and work on some stuff on my computer, right? Then I ended up getting on the phone with my sister, and oh my goodness, I don't know how we ended up talking on the phone. I'm so embarrassed. Like 4 hours. But when we got off the phone, I was
you
like,
put in that family time. That was,
you know, and I was like, well, I can't do anything else. But guess what? Was I mad at myself? Was I hard on myself? No, because I enjoyed that conversation. We were laughing so hard. We both were like, oh my God, we got to get off the phone. We want to work out in the morning. And she's on the East Coast, so felt sorry for her. It wasn't that late for me. It was probably like maybe 10 or 11, but for her it was like 1 or something. So that's my little day.
Ooh, I love that.
Yes, we can talk. We're only 3 years apart, so it's kind of like twin vibes.
Right. Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. People always say we were twins, and I'm like, I don't think we look alike.
I have 3 older brothers.
Oh. All brothers.
Yeah,
I don't have any
that's
brothers.
a whole other, don't even get me started, that's okay? Funny. But yeah, I think you'll realize why I am the way I am, because
different energy, girl. Being around all girls is like,
it's totally
drama,
different energy, especially all older brothers. I'm like, Lord have mercy.
Definitely.
So, you know, I'm a little bit of a tough
and I'm in
cookie.
the middle, so it's a little bit easier.
Right.
I'm like, I don't know.
Kind of get a little bit of this, a little bit of this. Yeah, I'm like, I have no choice.
Right.
But that's cute. No, but I love what you said in general, like your routine, and also I think it's really important not to be hard on yourself if, say, you don't get all the things done or your plan changes, because obviously it's kind of like, you know what I mean, things happen in life, or maybe you're running behind schedule, and sometimes you might not feel like doing a particular thing. Like maybe you don't wash every dish in the sink.
That part.
You don't have to feel bad about it. And you know what I mean? You could spend time doing something else, whether it's like reading a book or, you know what I mean, calling family. And I think those spontaneous moments where life kind of changes are also opportunities for you to make something out of it. And it's not just, you know what I mean? It's kind of almost like a sign sometimes. Yeah. But I love what you said, because I definitely, for myself, I have a very structured routine, because I have very early clients. When I say early, I mean my clients are at 4 a.m. all the way through the early morning. And then I kind of chill in the afternoon, and then I have more clients in the afternoon. And sometimes I have clients again in the evening. So I have to be like, I'm prepped a day ahead of time on everything. And that's kind of what I said in the last episode, is I have like a battle plan written out, only because I know myself so well that I'm like, if I don't know where I have to be, I'll be all over the place and I'll forget, or, you know what I mean, things won't get done. And it's so interesting, because once I've created a routine that like works for me, like, yo, this is Melissa Bell's routine and nothing's messing with it, my, like, the amount of production I get done in a day is ridiculous. Yeah. And I, you know what I mean, I hit everything off, and it just feels nice to come home and I'm like, wow, I'm done. And I have time to spend with my son, or, you know what I mean, I'm just relaxing, or whatever it may be. It's nice to be able to kind of track, what did you do today? What did you get done? Is there something missing that I'm going to have to do tomorrow or later in the week? And I think that's the importance of having a routine, which comes back around to having your internal environment. Yeah. And setting the tone for that, like what that means for you, and what makes you feel not overwhelmed and not overstressed, or whatever it may be, and you're accomplishing your goals or ideas you might have.
And I think part of it too is like having discipline, and I think discipline gets a bad rep, but I think discipline is just, in my personal opinion, is even on the days when you don't necessarily want to do it, you still do it, because you know deep down it's going to feel so good when not only are you done with it, but when you kind of get to that point. Because I will tell you, like, prime example, yesterday. So I worked out this morning, this one, my workout days. I got home, and I'm literally in my room, like, kind of like taking off the day. And I'm like, I already don't feel like working out. Mind you, it's only 5 o'clock the day before, you know, but the discipline made me decide to go. And guess what? I felt great when I left. I felt accomplished when I left. You know what I mean? I felt like if nothing else got done today, that got done. So I think also having discipline enough to know that this is going to be for my greater good. So not just working out, but like,
perfect way of saying that.
Whatever it is, journaling, meeting up with friends, because sometimes you're like, I recently met someone, actually funny story. My lash girl, you know, you have conversations with these people that do your beauty services, and she was like, oh my God, I have this client, and every time I talk to you guys, I think about the other one. So she was like, I'm going to connect you. She connected us. We went to brunch, and we had such a good time. We spent hours together.
Oh, I remember. Okay, I talked to you earlier today. And you're like, I'm on my way to have brunch. I was like, with who?
Girl,
like, my
literally.
Okay, true story, though. That was true
Literally.
story. And you said it went great, though, right?
It went so good.
Okay. Oh, yeah, and you were like, you guys would vibe. Okay, I remember.
Yes, yeah. So we all got to hang out. But shout out to you, Simone, girl. But,
ooh, cute name too.
I know, I like it. And she's really cool. But one thing I will say is that I was like, I had a headache before I met up with her because I like worked out and I didn't eat, blah, blah, blah. So I had a headache and I was like, oh, I kind of don't want to go. So I went home, I ate, I kind of collected myself. And then when I met up with her, she was like, girl, I went out yesterday and I was like so tired, but I didn't want to be flaky. But what was that? Discipline. I wasn't feeling my best. She wasn't feeling her best, but we both said we made a plan.
Right.
We're going to do it. And look what happened. We had such a great time, spent hours together. You know, so having discipline, I use the quotation is because it's used in this way, like discipline. It's not to be hard on yourself. It's to make sure that the things that you want in life, you can really attain them by having discipline.
Ooh, that was good. I love that because I think same with, the word discipline, like you're saying, you know, so many people look at that and they're like, ooh, that's, I don't want to be so disciplined, or you're like so strict. I feel like the same way people feel about the word control. They take it so negatively, and you're kind of like, obviously, yes, someone can control you or attempt to control you, and that can be like fully a negative thing. But if you say I'm in control of my life, that's a positive thing. Yeah. So it's just like discipline and control go together fully. So you're like, okay, cool. At the end of the day, you're in control of not only your actions, but also how you feel. Yeah. So it's a little bit like, okay, yeah, if you have kind of like maybe a down moment, or you're kind of feeling emotional, like you have the opportunity or the option to go, okay, what makes me feel better? What can I go do that's going to change my mood, right? So maybe that means calling a friend. Maybe that means going in the car and you have a dance party. Maybe that means you go out and paint. Whatever it means, you have that option to do that. And I think that's just such an important thing with, you kind of have to put the control in and then keep your own discipline to make sure you get your things on your list or whatever your duties may be for that day done. And just like she said, like working out, you know, for me, I'm a workout. That's my life. So I'm like, when can I go work out? But you know, for people, especially like people I train, they don't want to do it. That's why they got a trainer, because they're like, girl, I don't have it in
helps,
me.
Man.
Yeah, I don't have
to show up.
Exactly, having to show up, and it's just that feeling. I mean, yeah, like no one wants to really sit there and like sweat it out and like, you know what I mean, go through that. But what she said is like, you can recall how it felt when you did it last time, and you're like, oh, I walked out of there and I was like feeling myself, and I was like, dang, I really did this. How can you discipline and control your mindset to get back to that and be like, dang, I felt good. Okay, good. I'm gonna, you know what? Let me get off this couch and let me go get in the car. Let me go take my happy butt ass down there and you know what I mean, get in that class. So I love what you said about that. That was really good.
Yes. So, you know, we love to hear your thoughts and everything. So let us know how you cultivate your internal environment. Let us know some of your routines, some things you do, some things that you do that helps you have discipline. I would love to know. I love hearing
too. Yes, you know? We love when you guys tell us like in your life, what are you doing? Like tips and stuff like that. Because like for us, we want to hear it, because what if we add it to our routine? Exactly. You know what I mean? And we want this to be a give and take situation. So we give a little bit and get a little bit back.
So one thing we want to announce is that we appreciate all of you really being here and supporting us, since this is our 5th episode. So we do want to do a small giveaway. So anyone that shares their daily routine or what they're using to cultivate their environment, we're going to read all of your responses, and we're going to pick the one that inspires us the most, because I want to use that as inspired, and we'll choose that one, and we will send you a token of appreciation for not only being here with us for our past few episodes, but also showing up for yourself and sharing and being vulnerable and sharing with us. So Thank you guys so much.
Yes.
Follow us on the Life Can't Wait podcast on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and all of the other podcast streams. So until next time, I'm Ashlee Patterson.
And I'm Melissa Bell, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.